Angel's a shark, man. Angel, there's some people you can't deny their sharkness, and he's a shark. He made it through. He committed to it. He didn't care on the outcomes. He didn't care on the possibilities of a loss. He just went through and do it. So you gotta respect that 100%. I think entrepreneurs respect entrepreneurs and things like that happen. So, but at the end of the day, it's still something that came out from just the concept. It's not like he had a huge track record, a lot of connections. It really goes to show, like, you can do it in this industry.
Bad, man. Boom. What's up, guys? I'm coming at you from Medellin, Colombia. You guys this may be a little bit familiar because this is where we ran all the podcasts last year. And I've got Kevin Silva today from Latin Solar. We're going to be talking everything from the solar influences from the Hispanic space. We're going to be talking about how he put that together, the event that's coming up in October, Latin Solar. And guys, I invite you that if you are on this live stream, ask us questions about the event, who's going to be there, when it's going to be, how to get tickets. Welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Obviously, I think it's a great thing that you do with these lives and in the group. But I'm excited right now for everything that you're also contributing for Latin Solar, man. I appreciate everything you do.
Let's go. Awesome, man. So first things first, for the people who, we've got 16,700 people in this group. Not everyone knows how to speak Spanish. Not everyone knows about the upcoming event, Latin Solar. So maybe let's start with that. Like, what's the event? When is it going to be? Just for the people who don't know about it.
Of course. Well, Latin Solar is going to be happening in October 25th and 26th in Las Vegas at the Westgate Casino. I'm actually headed to Las Vegas this weekend. I'm going to be working with some people out there for solar, so I'm going to get them integrated. But I was just realizing this. I'm choosing my hotel because I want to try and stay on the Strip. The Westgate is really close to the Strip, so we're going to have like the whole vibe, the whole experience of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, it's going to be fun. But it's happening. It's everybody thinks here's the big misconception. A lot of people think that it's just going to be Spanish. And if you go in there knowing and not knowing Spanish, you're not going to get to really enjoy the event. We're going to be translating through AI most of the events as well, from Spanish to English, and also from English for like Taylor McCartney, Michael O'Donnell, individuals like that that don't speak the Spanish. We're going to be translating from English to Spanish. So we're going to make sure that everybody, whatever language they speak, we start doing that one. Maybe we'll start doing it in multiple languages.
Dude, that's crazy, man. So when you say AI is going to do the translation, what does that mean? Is that on subtitles or like in the people's ears? Like, what does that mean?
That would be interesting. I think we could lead into the people's ears. Somebody puts a headset on. But no, right now the AI that we're going to be doing is a little bit more simple. We just needed to get it out this first year. So what it's going to be doing is Andy Elliott, Michael O'Donnell, Taylor McCartney are speaking. They're going to have a headset themselves, and then they're going to be talking, and it's going to be translating every word they say into the opposite language, which in this case, if they're speaking in English, it's going to be Spanish, and people that are speaking in Spanish, we're always going to have a screen in the back to put it in the other language. People are speaking in English, Spanish, and Spanish to English.
Damn, man. That's next level. Because I feel like, and I said this last time, there's a lot of training out there. There's a lot of training courses, a lot of resources. But I feel like as, being from Spanish speaking backgrounds, especially there's a lot of people within solar who don't know how to speak English. This is going to be like, this is the place to be, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing right now. Getting this translation up to par wherever it needs to be. Not where we want it to be, because where we want it to be is probably too short notice and too like we just want to get it up to par to where it's like good for everybody. And I think doing something like that and not having somebody stop the speakers to translate would have been too hard. And actually we're discussing that as the first thing. But I'm really getting involved with AI, man. I want to start being also a figure of AI in the industry. And I think this is obviously a great step towards AI involved within the conventions, the events, the solar industry in general.
Love it, man. Because you can imagine like stopping Andy Elliott every like 2 sentences. It'll be like high energy and then like a narration, high energy narration. So you got to set your AI to be like mimic Andy Elliott's voice, but in Spanish.
It's because that's the thing. I remember when Angel was talking to me, he's like, yeah, no, we're going to find somebody and they're going to have the same energy. And I was like, as he's talking about, imagining in my head, I'm like, you can't You could try, but even in another language, you're just not gonna scream at people like that guy, and it is gonna make it awkward. So I'm like, no, we have to do something different. And I proposed it to him. We executed. We know Chris Luna. You know Chris Luna. They're gonna be helping a lot with that operation. But yeah, it's exciting what we're gonna do for this convention to be able to tailor and deliver to multiple audiences. Because I remember Angel, the founder of this whole movement. He told me multiple times, because I at that time when SolarCon 1 was coming around, I told Marcos, hey man, you need to be out there. Like, this is an event. I was actually gonna speak at SolarCon. So in the end, I stepped away for multiple XYZ reasons. But I still told him, like, Jay told me, you have to go, dude. So I'm like, I'm gonna go. But I'm like, well, I don't want to go alone. You know what I mean? At that time,
Yeah.
Let's go. And he's like, yeah, I'm thinking of going, but like, I don't know, I'm gonna have all these things. I'm like, you're gonna miss out on this convention with all these things going on. He's like, you're right, let's just go. So he bought himself the ticket and all his team, and that's where I met Angel. And I remember when Angel showed up, he didn't really manage I think he's gotten a lot better as the years progressed, obviously, well, as the months progressed, because it really hasn't been that long, but it's been recent. But I remember him mentioning, like, I don't understand anything we're watching right now. And I'm like, and I remember him saying it multiple times throughout the SolarCon 1. He's like, why the hell is there nothing like this for Spanish? And I'm like, I just heard
why is this Andy guy screaming at everyone?
Yeah, it would have been dope to have Andy for the first SolarCon, but yeah, no, that first SolarCon was still interesting, and it was something that for him, I remember seeing him like still with other speakers that it was there, him kind of just roaming around the halls, and that's what he said he did in the second SolarCon. That he was just still like more networking rather than listening to the training material. But I remember being in the rooms, in the workshops for the convention, the second SolarCon, and they were throwing some fire up there. You were one of the speakers in some of those panels, so
I was on the social media side. Love it, man. So talking about social media, you're putting together the Latin Solar influencers, right? Tell me about that. Like, where did that idea come from? What's the whole I guess, like, mission with creating the Latin Solar influencers?
I just think it came out of really a noble thought, which was to start putting people on. I think when you think about the Latin solar industry, you don't really have a lot of figures. You don't have a lot of figures, of authority, of knowledge, of expertise. And it's unfortunate. I wish we could talk about the Taylor McCartneys that speak Spanish. I wish we could talk about the Michael Donalds that speak Spanish. I wish I could talk about the Andy Elliott's that speak Spanish. I think we have to start bringing these people up. And
like, I think we have them, but they're outside of the solar industry, right?
They are 100%. That's you're spot on. And we even have them. I think Power has a lot of phenomenal leaders, phenomenal people that are preaching the solar gospel, that are out there empowering other individuals. And that's why, you can't take that away from any of the companies out right now that are building a model like them, because they're empowering other individuals at the end of the day. So I think we have them. We just need to make them bigger. We have to make them bigger
and unite them, put them all in the same room.
And that's what this group was meant to do. All of the things we're kind of putting for Latin Solar are coming out of inspirations of previous ideas. Even the convention, it really sprung out of the previous SolarCon convention, where it's like, what can we deliver to the Latino space? What can we do for the Latino space? Because it's very underrepresented, and just there's a lot of talent there that isn't getting enough spotlight. So we decided to do this event. Right now, as we were speaking, I kid you not, I was messaging right now people that are just following me because of my involvement with Latin Solar, and I'm reaching out to them, and I'm be like, hey, nice to meet you. I see we have a lot of contacts in common, but I think you'd be a great addition to the group of influencers that we have. And for some people, I'm sure it's going to be like, oh, influence, I don't know how I feel about that, but man, this is where we're going to be picking our speakers, like in the coming years for the convention. This is where we're going to be pushing the brand for a lot of them. They're going to be starting like you and me. We probably started somewhere. I don't know much of your early beginnings, but I guarantee you started somewhere. You started somewhere. Absolutely. It wasn't like you got invited to speak at somewhere. Like, you probably just started by your brand. You started by getting out there, putting content out, promoting other events, promoting lives. And I think I think a lot of people probably just need that little push that I would love. I think that's going to be one of my highest highs. And hearing, yeah, man, I was part of that influencer group. Yeah, and Kevin gave us the tools, and Latin Solar gave us a space to be able to push our brand and have a flyer out with the brand of Latin Solar with a face on it. So I love it. I love it. Right now, we're going to get a second branding for all the flyers. I know we put out a lot of flyers for people, but
wow. Yeah.
we're going to put a second branding for a lot of faces for this last couple of weeks before the convention to wrap it up and just push the event as much as possible.
Estamos convencidos de que una revolución ha iniciado en el mundo. Con pasos firmes está llegando a cada rincón del planeta. De Latinoamérica para el mundo nace Latin Solar Convención. Más allá del suceso, más allá del evento, es un movimiento que representa decenas de banderas que unen sus fuerzas, su potencia bajo un mismo idioma. La industria solar en los Estados Unidos está emergiendo con una fuerza impresionante, llegando a millones de hogares a transformar vidas, a cambiar percepciones, a construir una energía limpia y sustentable, no solo por el bien de nuestro país, sino por el futuro de nuestro planeta. La misión es mucho más grande de lo que puedes imaginar. Latin Solar Convención, la primera convención en español liderada por latinos reales, con convicción, con certezas que mueven los corazones hacia un mismo destino, hacia un mismo propósito. Te invito a que juntos escribamos la historia al ser pioneros de este evento sin precedentes. 25 y 26 de octubre, conferencias, exponentes, presentaciones, networking, todo lo que tu negocio solar está pidiendo y está necesitando para el mercado latino en los Estados Unidos. No te lo puedes perder. Es el aquí y el ahora. Somos muchos países en una sola nación, con una misma visión. Latin Solar Convención. Somos uno.
I feel like as a entrepreneur, as a business person, even if you consider yourself just a salesperson right now, one thing is putting in the work of the actual activity, the function that it is that generates you money. But and I heard this from Zane Jan as well. If now and over the next 24 months you're not putting in some really serious time, resources, money, and specifically like effort into social media, building your personal brand, building your audience, freaking hell, man, like in 24 months most people are going to get left behind. Like no one's going to want to follow someone who has like no following or doesn't have like some sort of influence within the industry that they're in. And I feel like what you're doing with helping people build their, or helping people become a influencer, it elevates the credibility as well. You know what I mean?
100%. I think a lot of people just don't really understand. Like a lot of us maybe didn't like years ago, the understanding of creating an right, a brand with our name as a brand, right? And I think a lot of people should, man, because I'm telling you, we have a lot of the solar industry. Just like it's like women feel like they're overpowered by men in the sales industry, I feel like Latinos are starting to get bigger, and I think it's going to happen. It was going to happen regardless. Somebody was going to start putting Latinos on. They were going to start putting the name Latino out there. So it's awesome that now we're getting to push it and really build, like you said, create the credibility for a lot of these figures that are out there. They're knocking the doors. They're out there staying late. They're closing the deals. They're pushing, they probably just need to document their journey a little bit more.
Dude, it's so easy, man. You literally just got to pull out the phone and just like literally hold it there while you're knocking on someone's door, or give it to your buddy and be like, hey man, just film me knocking this door. Because what I think also people don't realize is when someone else watches you, document the journey, it actually gives them, it empowers them to do it themselves as well. Because, with social media, we're so used to posting about all the wins, all the successes, but people don't see what happens behind the scenes as well. You know what I mean?
100%.
So when they see the documentation, they're like, oh shit, this guy's actually a real person. He's not just like a social media guy who posts the wins.
I kid you not, man. I think I've taken a hit on that, and I noticed it. And I don't feel comfortable right now, not making as much content as I was doing. I was just focused on sales. Right now, this convention, it's really taking a lot of my time, a lot of my marketing. But it's also like, I think it's like the gymming is like things like that. You have time, you can make time. I just really like the time. Little times I've found I'm pushing it towards something else. But it's interesting to see how the impact of posting online, getting your face out there, having people see you can really impact. I was getting multiple recruits at that time for my organization, my sales org, just because of the content they were seeing me out doing, my team doing interviews, doing group interviews. It's deep, you know, and when you stop it, you start feeling like, oh my God, where's my content? What am I doing? And we're barely getting it up right now on social medias. We put a testimonial off for a happy family that we have, but it really means a lot. Like you said, for people to see your face, for people to see what you're doing. Even if it's just, again, if you feel like you're not doing much, just document what you're doing, document what you're actually putting out. Because you don't know when you're going to put out a great piece of content, it's going to end up in the lap of Carlos or in the lap of Angel, or, you know, in our group for influencers. You never know what one piece of content can get you out there.
Straight up, man. And you took it up a level. So at where was it? SolarCon, you had a videographer, right?
Videographer in SolarCon. Oh yeah,
I think so. Yeah, you had a video guy following you around.
Yeah. We had a marketing hunters at that time, still good friends of us. They did the moment out here in El Paso, and they were helping us. And yeah, at that time I was really wanting to get like the brand, because I think that's what you want to do. Like that's what everybody should do. I truly believe this is 100%. And I think a lot of people should build a brand. They should build a following. They should build credibility until you get your place where you're able to do big things for the industry. Right, not necessarily take advantage of maybe the help that you're getting or the positions you're getting, but at the end of the day, it's like if you help others, if you push the awareness of whatever movement you want to help, maybe it be Latin Solar, maybe the setting, maybe the closing, whatever it might be, you're going to get that to duplicate and do a lot of things. So my focus at that time in SolarCon was like, I want to get the name out there. I want to keep creating a brand. I want to let people know what I'm doing. And it just happened to be that at that convention, Angel told me, hey, you want to speak at the event? I'm like, sure. I didn't know at that time it was going to be, you know, Latin Solar. He just told me when to do an event. And, you know, as it progressed, I got busy with other things and he got busy, but I just kept telling him like, hey, you should do this for the event. I saw this worked. And he just started pulling me closer to the convention. But, you know, I think without my push, without my content, without this, Angel would have never known who I was. Man, I would have maybe never even gotten close to Marcos at that time, which was our middle point of contact before us. So yeah, you just never know what, you know, exposure can get you. And at the end of the day, once you get whatever you were looking for, use it for the best to empower other people. Because trust me, I think the biggest high I'm getting right now is putting people on.
Yeah, dude, I love that, man. So how many influencers have you got now within the group?
Right now we might be like at 70, 80. We were at 50 just like a week ago too. But yeah, I've been after the Dallas events for the Latin Solar tour that we're doing. I really decided, you know what, I'm going to come back to sales. I'm going to come back to the influencer model, because I know I was waiting a lot on gamifying. We were waiting on documents and, you know, agreements kind of in place. And I just kind of got the ball rolling officially again. And we have the application officially partnered with Gamify for all the Latin Solar influencers, for them to see a leaderboard, know where their rankings are, how many tickets they're pushing. In this group, we're really going to give out a lot. The top three prizes are little compared, and they're nice. They're like a drone, they're hoverboard, stuff like that, but they're, in my opinion, little to whatever we're going to give. Not to mention, like, it's the top 5 influencers that push the most the events. They're going to be speaking in one of the panels in the VIP room. You know, they're going to be out. So it's exciting. They're going to be for sure talking about what got them there, what they think, and just, that's awesome. I wish you and me would have had that right when we were starting all of this. I would have definitely
straight out, man. Yeah.
That would have been badass. But you know, that's one of the things we're doing in this group. We're also giving free tickets, free general admission ticket. If you guys haven't gotten your ticket and you're wanting to jump on something like that, get in the group, and VIP tickets as well. So it's going to be a fun dynamic we're doing in that group.
Crazy, man. 80. So, and yeah, 80 is crazy, man. So, for those who maybe want to come on board as an influencer, what's the criteria? Like, who do they have to be? What type of audience do they have to have?
That's the thing. At the end of the day, we really are not limiting anybody, because I think like, that's the thing. Gamify told us you guys have unlimited spaces in the space right now that we're giving. So that's the benefit of the trade-off, right, that we're doing with them. We're putting the booth on them. I'm excited to work with Jess. Jess is just a figure of knowledge the guy is. But my thing is, like I told Angel, like, I don't want to limit the amount of people that we get in this group. As long as they can represent the Latino space very well, I think that's the influencer we want, right? If you can represent that well, like, I have Josh Peters in there. I don't know if you know Josh Peters, but he does a lot of recruiting.
No.
He's from Utah. Super white dude, but speaks Spanish to the T. So I'm like, you need to be in there, dude. Like, I don't care what color your skin is. You speak Spanish. You represented well. You like it. You live in Mexico. That is the criteria, I think, of an influencer we look for. If you are somebody that also has maybe 100 followers on Instagram, you have also not that many friends on Facebook, but you want to start, that's also that criteria I'm looking for, you know?
Yeah.
I'm looking for people that want to, like, I want to start posting, I want to start doing stuff like this, I want to do that. Because we want the brand of Latin Solar to flow also through you, you know what I mean? As an influencer, like, we want you to leverage the brand and we want to leverage your brand. That's the way this industry keeps growing. So anybody that's interested, reach out. I guarantee we'll figure something out.
Love it, man. And for anyone who's watching now, or watching the replay a little bit later on today, because I know we're on a little early to be a Friday. Everyone's probably hustling out there. Social media is a game changer. So if you do have the opportunity, I don't think people understand, man. Like,
yeah,
this event it's the first time this event is going to be ran. So it's an opportunity for people to get in on like grassroots, to really like cement themselves, become, someone who, provided a lot of value, helped getting this event up and running. And I know for you, for Angel, for everyone else involved, you guys are probably watching like, all right, who's actually providing value, without being part of like the direct team, because those are the type of people that you want to bring on board for the next one. You know what I mean? And considering that the US solar industry is at like 2%, imagine like from when we go from 2 to 10%, imagine like the events, the scale of, reach and audience and all that stuff. This is like a sick opportunity. Like, this is literally like a wave. If someone like doesn't get on this wave, they're seriously just missing out, man. It's like, it's free PR.
And I think that's the thing. Right now, we're trying with these top dynamics to make it so accessible for anybody to come on board. And I think like this event at this point is out of my hands, out of Angel's hands. It's going to happen. It's going to bring in leaders like Taylor McCartney, like yourself, like Michael O'Donnell. And we're just going to, Jacqueline Elliott, we're going to keep pushing this event, but we definitely don't just want it to be us. You know, and what's the point of it? We have to make like a community. And I think with a lot of Latinos that are right now watching from the stands, like, the point of all this is to like bring them down, and like get them involved in the game and get them involved in everything we're doing. Because like right now, the influencer model, if I would have had an influencer step up and be like, hey, I want to help with this, I would have been so happy.
Bad, man. We had to build up from scratch.
Yeah. No, and right now it's like I'm still gonna reach out to a couple of Marcos. I was reaching out to him recently. Hey man, like who else can we add to this group right now? Who else can build value for us? For me, it's like there's really not much of a game, but just I guess this working out well. But the game that I want to have is just having a group of like 300 people, 300 Latinos that push, that have a brand, that are pushing. We get to travel, we get to do cool stuff. Angel wanted to do a mastermind like a month before the convention. It just didn't happen because we've been so overwhelmed, and we decided a couple of weeks to start like a tour every 2 weeks in different cities. So that was also a huge turn of events, and it's going well. At least it's going very well, very
I've seen them packed, man. I've seen them packed with people.
They've been taking a lot out of me, man, making phone calls, bringing companies. And that's also the point of the events. And I guess we can talk a little bit more about them later right now in the call. But the point of everything we're doing right now is really to get a lot of people in a place where they can do cool stuff with us. You know what I mean? This is a cool opportunity that everybody has, being part of this convention. And the reality is we're not too I don't want to use the word famous, but we're not too separated from people. Like I'm still out here making phone calls, talking to businesses right now. That's my model right now. I'm doing a business to business with companies, collaborating, because I'm also like working the networking space. So I'm not like too busy to answer a phone call from somebody that's like, hey, I heard you're doing an influencer model. How can I get in? So right now is the time. Don't get me wrong. And in all humbleness, like in a year from now, 2 years from now, who knows how busy I'm going to be. I'm probably going to have assistants. I'm probably going to be out there with companies. I'm going to be doing multiple things. But right now, as busy as I am, I think I want to bring people on. Later on, it probably won't be me pushing this influencer group. I think we want to have pushing this. I wouldn't want it to be me. I want other people to be the head, the influence behind the influencer group, the influence behind a lot of ideas for Latin Solar. And I'm sure Angel thinks very alike. So right now is the time. Like you said, it's a great opportunity. It is the turn of the century right now with every event that's going on. Nobody thought there was going to be a SolarCon. Got done.
No one ever knew there was going to be a Latino Solar Con, man.
Yeah, no, I remember Angel mentioning, I'm like, no, that'll be a while from now. And look at this guy. Angel's a shark, man. Angel, there's people you can't deny their sharkness, and he's a shark. He made it through. He committed to it. He didn't care on the outcomes. He didn't care on the possibilities of the loss. He just went through and do it. So you got to respect that 100%. I think entrepreneurs respect entrepreneurs and things like that happen. So, but at the end of the day, it's still something that came out from just the concept. It's not like he had a huge track record, a lot of connections. It really goes to show, like, you can do it in this industry.
Bad, man. I said that to him last week. I said, man, I don't think anyone knew who you were, before you came up with Latin Solar. And that's cool. Like, a lot of people don't even know who we are, but to go from completely unknown in the solar industry to, pretty much building like pretty much the biggest event that's happening this year outside of SolarCon. That's like building freaking, the pyramids in Egypt. Except 100%. Rather than doing it over hundreds of years, doing it in 4 or 5 months. Obviously with a big team, all you guys are together, but it's still requires some sort of leadership, requires some sort of leading from the front.
Yeah, 100%. It's taken a lot out of us. I know Angel's pushing One Connect hard, and he's also taken a huge like slowing pattern with it on these past weeks within this organization. But I think it's a sacrifice. All of us are doing. It's worth something. It's worth empowering Latinos. It's worth this movement. I got close to him. I explained to him some things I could bring forward. I never expected to be an organizer, and he needed help. Obviously, it also is not too crazy to think it, right? I think a lot of people he didn't get the support from a lot of people that he expected support from, or he just got the, yeah, sure, I'll speak at your event type of support. But no, this event has required a lot of heart from all of us, and I'm excited. I'm happy for the team, but I'm more so excited for what this is going to bring for the industry. And there's a lot of stuff coming. And with this tour, like I was mentioning right now, we're going to be doing the Latin Solar Tour next year, every month in multiple cities. So we want to hear from everybody. We want to go to Utah. We want to go to Tampa. We want to go to like Vegas. We want to go. Well, obviously Vegas it's a convention, so we're probably not going to do one there. That's going to be the only city we're not going to do it because it's already happening. But we want to go to every city possible and just impact the Latinos that are there working, knocking, sweating in the sun, to be having a space to go and also share the Latino love. So I'm excited for that next.
I love it, man. So when is the event? What dates? What should people expect leading up to the event, and even after the event?
Yeah, so we're doing a networking mixer. This year, we really just got a chance to make them networking events. Next year, we're gonna do them monthly, not every 2 weeks, like right now we're doing them. We're just really short on time. We wanted to tap as many cities as possible. We didn't just want to make 1 or 2 stops, so we wanted to do 4 stops. We already did El Paso networking events on the 25th of August. We just did the Dallas one. Wish you would have been here, but you're over there enjoying yourself in Medellin.
I had a few friends that were there, man.
But yeah, we're doing it on the 7th of September here in Dallas. And we're doing it on the 21st now of September in Phoenix, Arizona. And we're going across the states to wrap it up in Tampa on the 5th of October. So every time, it's been a consistent 2-week time frame in between. But we're gonna wrap it up in Tampa as the closing destination for the Latin Solar Tour. And then from the 5th of October, we're really just gonna be pushing the convention up until the 25th.
Solid, man. Dude, I love that. Man, I'm super excited about this event. I first saw it maybe like 3-4 months ago. I saw it on Instagram. I think I had some friends that went live with the Latin Solar Instagram page. And then I started hearing about influencers. I saw Angel, the Latin Solar. I reached out to Latin Solar and on Instagram, and I said, whatever you guys need, let me know. I'm happy to help. I didn't hear back for like a month, and then me and Angel connected. And that's how we got onto this campaign that we're running through the page. What else can I do, man, to help you guys out?
No, you're doing phenomenal. I appreciate you for letting us have the space here in this moment. I think Angel and you collaborating is a phenomenal part. I'm excited for you speaking. I actually want to be there to hear you, brother. I hope you're bringing some bombs for your panel.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm going to talk about 2 things. Obviously, the main thing is selling over the phone. Selling remotely. Nice. We just launched a platform called Remote Sales Pro. So what I found was specifically for Latinos, right? The biggest hurdle for most people to get into selling on the phone is the financial commitment, because
Okay.
not everyone is saving up to, buy leads, buy a CRM, buy a dialer. And then once you buy all your system, then you need to put it all together. So you got the
Right.
time and you got money that you need to put. So what we created was this new thing called Remote Sales Pro, where with a really tiny monthly subscription, you get everything: dialer, leads, you get the CRM management team. Even the first 6 deals that they put through, we basically we close it for them. They keep 100% of their commission. In the last week, we've had 10 people sign up for that already, man. So we're excited to bring that to the Latino community as well, because it's just gonna like open up the floodgates for anyone to sell from whenever and wherever.
Hey guys, very quickly, are you an individual sales rep that wants a pipeline with red hot appointments, or perhaps a sales offer or even an EBC? Well, we're working with companies just like yours to build out their own internal call center so they can have red hot appointments on demand with certainty without the high cost. So if you would like to know how much a company of your size that can generate in terms of extra installs, get communication with us by clicking on the link below.
That's awesome. And I think, I don't know if it was Marcos or somebody else. They were talking about it here at the El Paso event we had on the 25th of August. And they were talking about the economic shifts that are about to happen in the country. It's inevitable, and whether we go into a lockdown and we talk about the scary monster in the closet or not, I think people should be ready. I think selling over the phone, that's how I got through. That's how I got through the pandemic. I couldn't knock, my first business I opened in January 2020. 2 months later, the world pandemic. It feels like I was like in a meme or something.
Yeah.
Of course, and it sucked. But I think since I didn't have that much weight, it was easy for me to pivot and like move around. So I started the marketing. Right now I'm actually doing marketing ads myself, but I myself would love to get a better understanding of how you're working that, because I also work dialers. I've had Vici dialers, I've had Ready Mode, and that in itself is a headache. If you could get all that,
dude, that's a full-time job, man, by itself, setting that shit up.
But if you're able to kind of get all that in a model, in a CRM, something like that. I know you're also working with Kyle, so you already have that down as well for the ads. I'm excited, man. I think that and you're in the VIP room, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's cool. People need to get their VIP room so they can get that VIP content. Yeah, we're doing this strategic. We're putting the people that are like high tier. They're going to be bringing bombs in that VIP room. But I'm excited to see it, because I know for a fact this is a lot of what the industry is shifting to. And Latinos we're usually the last of adopters to start, implementing change. But I think
we want to see the white guys go through it first. Once they go through, we're like, all right, now they've tried it.
100%, man. So I'm excited. I think a lot of Latinos are going to get a lot of value from this event. Just hearing Andy Elliott, Michael O'Donnell, Taylor. I still sometimes have them in my feed so I can like watch them. And then I see something that I share with my team. I share it in the groups of my team. So I think this event's going to bring a lot of light to the Latinos and the needs that we have, and just collaborating. Like you said, I want to collaborate with you now. How many other Latinos don't want to collaborate with you, and how many don't you want to collaborate with?
Bad.
I'm going to start doing the AI myself. I'm really going to get into the AI. Right now we have a dialer, which is what I'm going to be pushing this next couple of weeks in all the events, taking the banner actually, so you guys can see it.
Yeah, show us, man. Show us.
Yeah. Air AI. Says
is that you? Is it? Your Air AI. Are you Air AI?
Yeah, Air AI is a company right now I'm pushing really closely. I'm partnered with them. So it says 100,000 sales and customer service reps at tap of a button. So it's AI for literally, you can't really tell it's a robot, but it's calling.
Dude, that's crazy. I've seen that pop up on my feed on ads, and I've had a few people share it with me. They're like, the last one was a friend, Angie. She actually shared it with me last Friday. She's like, have you seen this? I'm like, yeah, I have actually. It's probably gonna take us all out of business. What is it, man? Tell us about it, dude, because that's some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to take too much time, but I'll give you just a quick rundown of it. But for sure, it's something that it will revolutionize the industry, because it's going to get a lot of business owners to have more grip and control within their calling operation, their telemarketing. But overall, I think it's just a matter that you don't have to pay HR, right, for a person. You don't have to worry about somebody calling in sick. You don't have to worry about somebody not wanting to work or, working minimal. or worse yet, you don't have to worry about the emotions sometimes behind these calls. Sometimes we got it. Like, it was crazy because that's another thing of this service. It's still in beta. So the servers for the front end clients, they're not as advanced. That's how I actually started using it. I saw it online. I wanted to try it, but the servers weren't that well. The response, it was lagging. And then they reached out to me. They wanted to collaborate, obviously, with right now the convention we're doing, and we're doing a really good partnership. But now that I got access to the Area University, which is a separate whole training they have, which I'm going to start doing weekly for people that come on board with us. Those servers are amazing. Like, we were literally testing this bot out yesterday, and one of my guys, crazy idea. He thought, he's like, all right, I'll go through, because we were talking a business to business script, right? And it was talking to business owners and whatnot, trying to set an appointment, push for the appointment. And my guy was being the mock business owner. He's like, all right, I'll take the appointment, but if you tell me a joke. And Area, I was like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And Area was like, all right, fair enough, funny guy. I have a joke where he said, why don't scientists like atoms? Because they take all the space or something. They take up all the space or something. And I was like, oh my God, it came up with a good joke. At the time it was funnier, but it was probably very well thought out. But in my head, I'm like, this app is able to do anything. So I think for businesses, I wish I would have had this when I started. And if it can help anybody, because that's the thing with these type of services, like, the only thing you're paying is really setup fee, but it's not really like a monthly. You're not paying the monthly. All you're paying is the minutes. So if you're just paying the minutes, you're saving not only on the rep, because you still have to buy credits, where if you use B2 ready mode, all of that. So at least you're saving the hours on that. And again, it's something that you can work 24/7. There is no limits. They're not gonna cry because you're working.
Crazy.
Crazy
That's
stuff.
crazy, man.
Still tweaking them, and we are gonna have a beta group real soon. I want to bring a lot of people on, and I'm actually gonna take this this banner to Phoenix so people get more exposed. I'm still doing testing, but I think one of the things that has to be something we bring forward as an industry is cool toys like this to the solar industry. So we want business owners to have that.
Yeah, well, I think technology, it helps us maximize our efficiency for every time unit that we spend. So if people don't get on board, then they're just going to get left behind, man. Same with social media. Dude, love it, man. Well, if people want to buy a ticket, actually, we're going to drop the link to buy a ticket. We have a code. It's remote solar. So those who are watching, those who want to buy tickets, is the 50% off still available?
Yeah, I was telling Angel, like, when he was going to do that drop, it's coming soon. It's right around the corner. The drop from 50 to 30 or 40%. I'm not sure, but right now, you guys are still in time. Let's get the tickets. We're giving tickets in the groups, but don't depend on that. Get your ticket. If you get an extra one, hell, sell it to somebody. But yeah, right now we have them at 50%. They're going to start going down. If they want to buy a ticket, if I'm not mistaken, if you go to Latin Solar Convención on the Instagram page, you will see the link right there for ticket spice for you guys to get your tickets at 50% off. And if you want to get $50 on top of the 50%, right now is the time. You could use solar code. I think Carlos has a code himself.
We got the code, guys. If you guys use my code, you'll get me on stage. So if you want to help a brother out.
Yeah, we have that. I think it's remote solar. I think we did for you, no?
Yeah, it's remote solar.
Remote solar, awesome. Yeah, so if they use that code, they get another $50 on top of the 50% for when they purchase their ticket. But yeah, man, I think the ticket sales right now are doing great. But as Latinos, I know how we are. We like to leave things.
We're all last minute, man. We're on Latino time.
You guys are gonna pay double if you don't get it right now, because you're probably gonna get it a couple days before the event. Don't do it. I've sometimes been that, but this is a good reminder to people to go get their tickets.
Straight up, man. Dude, it's been a pleasure having you on this live. We're going to aim to do 2 lives a week. So maybe like a Tuesday and a Friday. Keep bringing the awareness to this Latin Solar Convention, real close to my heart, because I'm Latino as well. I also live, remotely. So, having this opportunity to be able to participate in the US solar market, absolutely massive, changed my life, and I know it's going to change other people's lives as well.
I love that.
Thanks for jumping on, man.
Invite me over soon so we can talk about AI, and we'll have some separate time to discuss it and what it does. I'll probably have a demo. Come
through, man. Danny Pacey's coming through on Monday, so we're going to rip another podcast here. I've got another friend, Parker Dixon, is coming through on Tuesday.
Nice.
But yeah, man, come through
Yeah,
whenever.
you got superstars all the time, bro. I'm excited. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having us, Latin Solar. October 25th and 26th. Let's go.
Let's go, man. I'll catch you guys later.